Hello. The night is almost 8. Well, right now for me, things are kind of color pink. My mom got out of surgery and she's feeling way better right now. And she's feeling a lot of pain because they make an incision in her, but they didn't take the tumor out. And actually, the tumor, uh, let's say the tumor spread a little bit outside the uterus. And I know it might sound like a really bad thing, but actually doctors say it is not so bad because they actually can make the whole treatment with chemotherapy, and they don't need to take her uterus out, so it's gonna be less invasive. I mean, we don't have to be so anxious thinking about that something wrong can happen, something bad can happen to her on surgery. So I'm a big believer right now. Earlier this morning I posted a video about how it feels to realize that how other people synchronize their emotions and we just synchronize. I mean, we feel in another way. I mean, that doesn't mean we don't feel. There's a really bad stigma about us that we don't have any feelings. And indeed, we do have feelings. Actually, we feel more intense. Um, and so we feel more intense. So that's why I guess many aspects get the wrong. I'm sorry. This happened to me a lot. I sometimes tend to forget stuff, really like words. Uh, Aspies tend to get the wrong diagnosis. Some people might think we are borderlines or narcissists, but in fact that's the way our brains are wired. Actually, I study in psychology. I go to UNO. I actually, to be sincere, I never put so much attention into cognitive psychology and Asperger's syndromes. My main focus in psychology is psychoanalysis and social psychology. I know it's quite ironic, right? It's quite ironic because I want to be a social psychologist, but I'm Asperger's. I have lack of social skills. I don't synchronize with other people. So pretty much I was reading about the bi-standard effect. Many times I was seeing videos about when somebody do something wrong and a community catch that person doing that stuff, everybody start like, sorry, somebody was walking through. Um, I was talking about the bystander effect, in which when people, for example, if I have noticed that in Colombia many times when they catch somebody like stealing something or doing something wrong against the law, sometimes communities grab that person and start like beating and lynching that person up. And I always was like, well, these are really monkeys, for doing that. But in fact, they have an explanation why. A few times I was in settings like that, and I was just like, what? I mean, and that's why I never thought I was an Asperger's. In fact, now I'm like having these reminiscences, thinking about it. I didn't feel or synchronize my emotions with other people, so that's quite. No, sorry, it was a doctor. I just couldn't feel other people's emotions, and so that's why, let's say, my dark instinctive tendencies couldn't go out. So I've been saying, well, I saw other people that pretty much were going to school with me, and they could feel other people emotions. In settings like this, they could like actually get mad and feel um, the social milieu, emotional social milieu, and they actually can have a behavioral physiological response, which I never did. So that's why I guess I never thought about it. I guess I always thought that I was different. I always thought that I was like too civilized for Colombian society. Now I realize that that's something completely normal. Um, yes, so I guess that's one of the things that really hurts me a lot right now because, for example, my works, it's kind of difficult. The most difficult part is not about the emotional part. I guess the most difficult part is the the thought processes like neurotypical has, and we just don't get it. I mean, we are completely blind to other people ideas and emotions, I guess. I mean, we can logically sometimes know what somebody thinking, feeling, and we can be very sometimes when we use logic when we're talking with somebody, we can be quite charming and convincing to a point where people can fear us because we can actually manipulate people if we want to. But like I say, not all the time. That's not all the case in all aspects. So I feel that that's the main issue. Sometimes I really dislike myself because of that. I always thought that was my mother's fault that I was so naive and so innocent. I was like, well, that's my mother's fault, but I mean, I can blame her. I mean, at least I'm a normal person. I actually not. I'm Aspergers. Now I see quite clear that why I've been having so many struggles in my life. Well, this is gonna be just a quite short talk. I just want to say to all Aspergers to read more about social psychology, psychoanalysis. There's this book from Sigmund Freud called Psychology of the Ego and the Masses. You should really read it. It explains a lot why sometimes we never understand other people's emotions and we just don't synchronize with them. Uh, it's natural that other people synchronize with each other. An example is just what I say. How you doing? So read it.